Okay, this is a table saw. Table saw has very simple parts. What's this? Fence. Fence. What's this?
Guard.
Guard.
Muscular safety.
And behind the blade, what's this? Splitter. It's the splitter. From the table comes up, what's that? Obviously, blade. Okay. This whole white piece fits in the hole. What's that called? The throat plate. It's the throat plate. We can consider this the mouth of the tool when you look in to the throat. That's why they call it the throat. And this is the throat plate. Covers that. And by the way, why do we need to get in there?
To change the blade.
Change the blade. Yeah. You got to be able to change the blade. So when we set up the tool, first thing we set is the fence to the correct size. Lock it in. Okay. It's got a cam lock. The edge that goes up against the fence is the edge that just came off the joiner. It's got to be straight, perfectly straight, and it's got to be the longest part of the rectangle. Now, yes, we're going to go with the grain, And what do we call this action when we cut on the table saw? What's that word? It's kind of a common word. Ripping. Yep, ripping. We're going to use the table saw to rip this. If you accidentally bend over and your pants ripped, what does that mean?
Pretty embarrassing.
It's pretty embarrassing. But what did your pants do?
Ripping.
Or
Tearing.
split, right? So we have a splitter, and we're going to split this into two pieces. Split it into our piece that we're going to save, and what's the piece on the outside? Scrap. We're going to make a cut. The guard must be in place over the blade at all times, except when... Who approves the removal of the guard?
You.
Yep. Teacher. And that's on the safety test. I'm the only person that can approve the removal of the guard. Right now, the cut I'm going to make, the guard will stay out of my way. Everything will be good. The guard protects your hands, and it also protects your face from the dust. But another question on the safety test, we never stand in line with the blade. Never stand in line with the blade. 1 out of a million times when you turn on this blade, it's going from 0 to 5,000 RPMs in a few seconds. 1 out of a million times, that very thin blade could crack and blow up. If you're standing in line with the blade, it's like, it'll rip you to shreds. It's like standing in front of a bomb. Okay. If you're standing to one side, let's say your arm's in the way, well, you get a few pieces, but it's not going to kill you. Better than your head and your body and all these vital parts of you in the way. So stand to one side of the blade. When do we use a push stick? Always? No. This morning at home I was ripping on my table saw. Big wide piece of wood. I was able to push it through because I can keep 12 inches away. That's what Zach said. If we can keep 12 inches away, then we don't have to use a push stick. On the safety test, it says you need to use a push stick when we're ripping short and narrow pieces of stock. Rip, that's the vocabulary word that I just taught you. and stock. What is that?
Wood.
The wood. The wood is our stock. So that's another thing, you know, just don't let those words throw you. Okay. Rip short and narrow pieces of stock, you have to use a push stick. We'll make a cut. You turn on the vacuum, please. The tool must come to a dead stop before you make any adjustments or do anything. You walk around, pick up your piece of wood for your project, and where does the scrap go? The scrap bin or the barrel. Our piece is now the right width. It's the right width. What's the maximum we can extend the blade above the stock? Quarter inch. We don't need the blade sticking up. Oh, this, remove the throat plate. Let me unplug the tool. Whenever I remove the throat plate or change the blade or anything, obviously the tool has to be at a dead stop, and I unplug it. Make sure the power is disconnected. I'll put this throat plate on and I can show you the blade will extend almost 4 inches above the table. It's big. Yeah, too big. Do we need it like that to rip this piece of wood? No way. There's no reason we should have it that high. If you're ripping like this and anything goes wrong as you're pushing it through, that push stick may not even save you. It's just way, way too high. We never have it. How big's a quarter inch? Show me with your fingers. How big's a quarter inch? Now you're about a half. Yeah. Quarter inch is the size of a pencil. How thick is a pencil? Show me with your fingers. Yeah. Pencil is, yeah, there, let me borrow that. That's a quarter inch. That's a quarter inch right there. Quarter inch. How big are the teeth on our table saw? The silver teeth. They actually just happen to be, look right here, they happen to be a quarter inch. That silver part sticking up is a quarter inch. So it's pretty easy to measure. You should never have the blade above a quarter inch because it's very easy to tell. That's it. The top blade, the top tooth, is the one we're looking at. We make sure that one and that one only is sticking above the wood. That's the other safety rule. What is